From One Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show. It's good to have everyone here.
Brought in by that string bending rascal Kenny Bulldog Willis
Yes,
of Amarillo.
sir.
Oh, you hadn't seen the pictures of his new car.
I have not.
Harry?
No, I have not.
He got him a Jaguar. You ought to see this thing.
Jaguar.
A Jaguar.
Yes.
That's
That boy can drive anything he wants to, as far as I'm concerned. Just keep sending that music to us, Kenny.
He can drive the hell out of a guitar, I know that.
Bulldog is one
Yeah.
bad boy on that guitar.
And a good old boy, too, by God.
He sure is.
One of them flatlanders. He's a good guy.
Hey, welcome in, everyone. It's good to have you as we close out the week together here.
Happy Friday.
It is a good day
Yeah.
and a good day to have a good day. So we want to thank you very much. That's prophetic, isn't it?
That sounded dumb.
But
No,
you
it
know
didn't.
what?
It's a good day to have a good day.
But it's a better day to have a better day.
There you go.
Hey, you're getting too deep for me now. Here we
That's
go.
right.
But anyway, it's really good to have all of you here with us, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome
And for
aboard.
taking time out of your day to send in your comments and suggestions. Today's show,
Yeah.
actually, Pappy, is a incident that happened last summer that
That's from the
the
story,
NFL had threatened to stop allowing police and military honor guards at any of the NFL games.
Morons.
Yeah, they kind of came up with a solution to that, but it still irritated a lot of people then. And just judging from you bringing it up again on our webpage, it irritated a lot of people still.
We love doing that.
So-
Stirring the old pot. What they haven't realized yet is that those flyovers and them jets, they're all armed. They better watch the P's
Yeah.
and Q's, by God.
Well, that'd be a good way to get rid of all these
Yeah.
people protesting. And no, I'm kidding.
Just wipe the
That's
slate
terrible.
clean. And
Forget it. Strike it from the record.
I like it. I like it. You might be onto something.
You guys, as normal, came in with some very colorful. I'm talking colorful. We had to clean up some of them.
That's the part I hate.
comments.
Yeah. You guys rock.
But anyway, it was a lot
Step
of
up for us every time you ask to.
Yes, you are. You do. You sure do, and we appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a look at some of the comments. The NFL is at it again.
Okay.
Kenny Essery said it's no surprise to him. The NFL is straight trash now. Ken Mason simply said, the NFL sucks.
That reminds me of what Jerry Glanville said to a referee.
Not for long.
Not for long. Referee made a bad call. He said, "You know what NFL means, don't you?" "What's that, coach?" "Well, in your case, means not for long." He
Don't
said,
make these calls
that
right.
call sucked. Joshua Finland says, I guess the government does not want to pay them anymore. Yeah, the NFL gets paid to have military and police honor guards. Billy Taylor said, "Really? I didn't know that."
I didn't know it either.
I didn't either.
I didn't know they pay it.
It's probably
I know
not
the
much.
NFL gets commercial revenue
Yeah,
when they run an armed forces ad.
they do.
I know that,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that.
Well, that's crazy.
If that's true, I don't know. I have no way to verify that.
Wouldn't surprise me either way. So,
Ronnie Green said, I don't know if the NFL gets paid or not, but the mere fact that they may ban the military and police is disturbing.
yeah.
I don't think the individual teams can hire enough security staff to keep the crazies in line or off the field. It's probably true.
Get some of them fellers in them dresses. They'll take care of business.
There you go. This is another sad mistake added to the many that the NFL has made in the past few years. They cave in to pressure too easily.
Well, and that all started probably with the networks. You know, I mean, that's what started increase in salaries and everything else.
Yeah,
Bunch of crap.
true too.
Ken Stevens seemed to agree by saying then there should be no more security for the games. Just let them run wild.
Fans gone wild.
That's right. Darla Walker simply said, "Who cares? I don't do sports, and therefore they can compromise themselves into oblivion. They will never come back from this."
Well,
Get a long way up the hill if they do.
You know, I mean, just personally speaking, folks, for me, it started when Tim Tebow was in the league, and when he would score a touchdown, he would kneel in the end zone and give thanks to God.
Yeah.
They banned him from doing that. Then they allow these crazy suckers who score all these touchdowns, you know, to do things like twerking and some obscene things in there. They don't get on them. Then along comes Black Lives Matter. And then all of a sudden they let them get away with all this, and then the NFL makes millions of dollars in donations to the BLM, which is actually a division of the Democratic Party, because most of the money raised went straight to Democratic campaigning. So, you know, we have found out since then, you know, BLM is really a radical movement. Yeah. And a lot of people don't like that. But anyway, it's what John Michael Walker said here. Yeah. He said, or he asked, what is the NFL trying to do? Alienate every fan they have? This is so ridiculous. And he goes on to tell you what I just said. First, they prohibit Tim Tebow from kneeling from prayer in the end zone. Then they allow players to kneel at the national anthem. Then they allow Black Lives Matter to infiltrate the league. Then they don't say anything when players refuse to come out of the dressing room for the national anthem. And now this. Come on. How much can the average law-abiding, America-loving fan take?
Well, that's exactly why the NFL is losing a buttload of money.
They are that.
Yeah.
They are that.
Tommy Rita Woolsey McCaughan said this should be the final nail in the coffin. That is the NFL. Marcia Starkey says that's insane, and Tracy Sanchez agreed by saying me too. Joanne Bradley said it's getting so horrible about all this crap going on that it's scary. So
it is scary.
It is. I mean, where do they stop? You know?
And again, let me preface these comments by saying this was a subject that came out last summer. Yeah. And it's still just a real soft spot with a lot of Americans. They have not forgotten it. Look how many people burned their NFL jerseys. And you'd see 5, 6 a day.
I spent
on
too
Facebook.
damn much money on mine to burn them. I'm
They were
saving
so
mine in
mad.
case it comes back.
They were so mad, yeah. But anyway, that's the way it is. Earl Anderson said the NFL needs as much of an overhaul as the federal government does.
Yeah.
I love that. David Boynton said F the NFL and NBA. Y'all know why.
Yep.
Bart Horton said, I'm sure many of our military will be thankful to be done with your crap anyway.
Ain't that the truth? They got enough to worry about. That's kind of trivial of them when they're overseas defending your right to act like a jackass, you know.
Ain't it so?
Oh,
That's
Lord.
so true.
Cody Kane says, I wish the people that defends our country made what the football players made and vice versa. I'd like to see that.
Yes, sir.
Twyla Richards told Cody that we don't have anyone defending our country right now with communists in the White House. By the way, all the people in the White House turned out to be millionaires. How did that happen?
That's a really good question right there.
Yeah, it is. But
That's
we
a great
all
question.
know the answer to that.
Well, Charlie
It's
George
called
then
tax
answered.
dollars.
Yeah, Charlie George then answered Twyla by saying, "Sorry you feel this way. My military is still dodging bullets for us in the Middle East. I work with these guys and veterans daily," which she does.
Yeah.
Try and understand how they and their families feel after giving so much. Some gave the ultimate, and now being so respected. I do agree that few in D.C. care about my beloved America.
Bingo.
Bam.
Yeah.
That's putting it like it is, isn't it?
Well said, Charlie. Amy Jai said, unfortunately, I have to give a crap. Don't make Don't make me cloud, please. Lacey K. Green said football and sports teams need to become extinct. Sandy Bennett Armistead says the NFL, does that stand for numbnuts fake losers? I guess it could.
Sandy.
In fact, it probably does, Sandy. Come to think of it.
Why don't you really tell us how you really feel? I'd like to sit down and have a beer with her, you know.
You probably walked out like a whoop puppy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Halfway through your beer.
Hey, we got lots more comments coming up here
Lordy
for you,
mercy.
but first of all, we're going to take a short break.
Be back right after this.
We'll be back after this. Thank you, Special K, for that. And if you need any help with your real estate needs, feel free to give us a call. 817-995-3225 is the number.
And if you need any help in disposing of beer, call BR549, and a guy named JT will answer and be there shortly.
No, he'll answer the phone and say, hey.
Hi.
Yeah. Back to our
That's
comments
right.
about the NFL today. Lana Lackey said, we like football.
Yeah.
Cody Kane said, it isn't about football at all. It's about the morons thinking players are worth more than our defenders.
Amen.
To which Lana replied, so what's the problem? It's football.
Well, there's a lot of problems. Take all
You
the
could go on and on and on about that one.
take all the poopy away, and then it's football. But
Hey,
anyway.
what can you say?
Kim Avery says they are intimidated by real men. The military and police officers are the real heroes. Jennifer King said, yes, we agree. Must be talking about her and old Chad.
Yeah. Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, tell that jar-headed old man of yours what's up from us.
Larry Weaver said then they should have no security guards or cops at the games either.
No.
Unity. Refuse to work if they disrespect. Catherine Barclay Doss said that weird mental illness virus is quickly spreading. Ain't it so?
Shirley Mills said they don't need to be there anyway. Why protect someone that disrespects everything they stand for? Well said, Shirley. Alice Harvey agreed, saying, me too. Charlie George said they dropped almost 20% this year. I hope they lose everything.
Well, there you go.
That's where they're headed, right
Yeah.
down the old
Yeah,
prepper tube.
they took millions and lost last year.
Billions.
I heard the other day on a sportscast that Alabama is the first either pro team or college team which are going to allow full attendance this fall at their games, regardless of any COVID mandates.
Oh, hell.
So you can either wear your mask or not. Alabama starts their relaxing of the mandates April 1st, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, April 1st.
Yeah, I think is that
Alabama,
Mississippi,
state of
Mississippi and
Alabama.
Alabama both. I think probably. They probably are not even aware of the cornholio virus anyway. So
True.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. We're going to do this.
Sam Holmes said life as we love it will tank too, as their salaries tank.
Yeah.
Randall Cavanagh said it's no surprise at all. John Rathman said not only have they lost rating and viewers, COVID hurt their attendance and money generated by that loss.
Yep.
Perhaps they should concentrate on how to get fans back instead of alienating them.
Well, it kind
That's
of
a
goes
very-
back, you know. I mean, on a simple note, if I lose respect for you, I'm not going to have anything to do with you anyway.
Well,
you
that's
know,
true.
and that's pretty much why everybody's tuning out. I mean, they've broken a trust. Randy Landers says, I haven't watched a football game since they announced support for this kind of BS. It sucks. I miss football Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. I hope the Pack is doing well. However, I can't honestly support such an un-American and unpatriotic BS. Football is not the right time or place for anti-American racist political agendas. And that is very well said, Randy.
Yeah, just
Very
play
well said.
football.
Yeah.
You know, just play football
Why
and
are
let
you
the
there?
fans enjoy the fact that you're so talented at
That's
what
right.
you do for a living. Let us cheer you on,
Yeah.
not boo you or turn our backs on you.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Pappy, I'm going to say this right here. I respect the fact that the athletes out there have their own political ideas.
Well,
That's the beauty about living in America.
it's a
Don't
constitutional
do
right.
it at work. Now, if I was to go to work at my previous job and was spouting all this political stuff every day,
Bye-bye.
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 Yeah, I'd be on the unemployment line.
No,
That's all we're asking these athletes to do. Don't cram that stuff down our throats. We know how you stand. You've already made it perfectly clear. Do it off the court,
Absolutely.
off the field,
Absolutely.
and quit making a mockery of the freedoms that we have in this country.
Stop being such a LeBron.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Bobby Bailey said, "We may bar the NFL, but we'll always have football." James Greasley said, "Yep, and besides, high school and college games are more fun to watch anyway."
Absolutely.
Which I agree with. Michelle Saffer says, "I haven't watched NFL or any pro sports since Kaepernick pulled his BS." Darla Walker said, "Ditto."
And I'm telling you, it's a lot of people
Yeah.
are thinking the same way.
Yeah.
Drac Smith said, "I didn't know there was still an NFL. I hadn't watched a game in a few years now." Margie Walcott said, "I agree with you. We limit our football watching to TCU and my son's high school games. Who needs the NFL?"
We don't need no stinking NFL. Dumb nuts. Football losers.
Isn't that the truth, though?
Mark Green said, "Even though this is old news and NFL is still considering it, it could be the biggest mistake they have ever made. Do they forget that there are millions of patriotic American-loving fans that they may offend or piss off? Who is running the NFL? Not just the commissioner. Need to rethink their approach to possibly ruining the fandom of the NFL, which I think they've already done, in my opinion."
I do too, honestly.
Any man or woman who has ever served or currently serving in the military, or any man or woman who has worn the blue, could make this a last straw as far as supporting that sport.
Man,
And I'm with you, brother.
it is still just a hot topic. I'm going to put Special K on the spot.
Uh-oh.
From a female standpoint, Karen, and I know you have enjoyed watching sports with me and stuff like that. How do you feel? I mean, from a female perspective.
Well, it's disappointing. I mean, I love football, and well, I mean, I've been married to two husbands that have been football freaks, but ever since Kaepernick started, that's where it really started, and everybody praised him, and then poor Tim Tebow, God bless his little heart, his career was ruined because of it. Well,
Yeah.
Kaepernick's was too, but you know, I just feel like that most of the Americans that watch football are patriotic, God-fearing people, and they're just having this, you know, stuffed down their throat.
Well, it's an American pastime, you know?
We
Yeah.
watch football, but we don't watch it until after the anthem has been done because I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Because I love the national anthem and I love the patriotic ideas that football brings, and it makes me sad.
Yeah. It's a sad
Thanks,
situation.
Special
it really
K.
is, yeah.
Appreciate that. And thank you for all the comments on that. I tell you, it was, like I say, it happened during last summer when they first brought this up, and it was a sea storm full of complaints from people all around the country. They lost, as Pappy said, they lost viewers by the tons.
Yeah.
And it is still a hot topic, as
It
we
is.
found out from your comments today. So thank you very
And
much.
it will be until they do something about it, you know?
Well, they got to grow a set before they do. You know, I'm just telling you, they do.
I think they're all wearing their jock
So what
straps a
happens-
little too tight. Making them not think rationally.
So what's the worst can happen? These athletes, they feel so strongly about it, they go on strike and walk off. Fire them all. You remember Reagan did that to the air traffic controllers? They went on strike. He gave them 2 warnings and
I had
said
a
there won't be
cousin.
a third.
I had a 32-year traffic controller cousin that worked out at well, he started off at a Hobby Airport in Houston, And then he was the chief run-amok when they built George Bush International. And he told me, he said, man, he said, I got 32 years. I'm going on 32 years. I said, why don't you just retire? And he said, I'm making too much money. Well, guess what? Day after tomorrow, he wasn't making any money.
Yeah.
Reagan lit the fuse and pushed him out the door.
Yeah, he gave them 2 warnings. He said there won't be a third. And when they let that second one deadline go by,
he lost all his.
yeah, he
his
sent in the
entire-
military.
His entire benefit package, 32 years.
Jeez.
Lost it.
Well,
down.
hey,
And he lived in one of these
I feel sorry
high-dollar
for him, but
houses
then
out,
again, I don't.
out in Champions Forest.
yeah. But we thank you for your comments. We want to right quickly talk about this COVID relief bill that was passed
Yeah.
last weekend.
Yeah, boy.
The $1.9 trillion COVID relief that
Democrats needed a raise. They
or
had to come up with
something. I'm telling you, full of fluff, and I just don't know when it's going to stop. I just really don't.
What's it
but
called? Pork barrel?
yeah,
Porky pig spending?
yep,
Yeah.
pork barrel spending.
Money.
But we ask you a simple question exposing the COVID relief bill fluff.
Yeah.
And Tammy Quick Kroll said no matter your party or beliefs, when a president vetoes a $600 stimulus because he wants $2,000 for U.S. citizens instead of paying the foreign transgenders' sex changes, your decision to back him stabilizes your country's economy. Just saying.
Just saying.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, didn't they determine that $2,000 isn't going to happen? It had been dropped down to 14. Back
Well,
to
that's
1400.
because some have already received the $600.
Ah, okay. Well, plus they added an addendum that if you make 80,000 as a single unit per year salary, or 160,000 as a married couple,
Yeah.
you no gotta
No,
putty.
kitty, kitty.
You no gotta putty.
Mm-mm.
So, you know, I mean, why would if Helen and I was making 160,000 a year?
Who needs it?
You don't need it.
No.
That's not even cigarette money.
That's
What the
true.
hell? Where are we here?
Second
Like I said, Tammy came back to explain some of the fluff of the COVID relief.
Now, this
bill.
is good. Listen to this, folks.
She said $300 million for migrant and refugee assistance, to $10,000 per person for student loan bailout, $100 million to NASA, 20 billion to the U.S. Postal Service, 300 million to the Endowment for the Arts, 300 million for the Endowment for the Humanities, 15 million for veterans employment training.
Agreed with that one.
Yeah, that's about time. And last but not least, number 8, 435 million for mental health support, and these are just a few.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
It is full of it. I mean, endowment for the arts. I mean, come on. How much does tutus cost? That's what that's a question to ask.
I mean, if you guys just want your ding ding cut off, I'll do that free for you. Man.
Oh, there you go.
I got a whole lot of exes that don't like ding dings, and they'll do it. And I can set you up.
L. Pyle told Tammy that most of these funds donate most of their funds right back to the Democratic Party for campaigning. As for the post office, Nancy's husband gets a lot of that money.
What the hell does he do?
I don't know.
I bet he works long hours. I can't fathom coming home to that every night.
Don't know.
Casey Palmore said, "Come quickly, Lord Jesus." He's the only one that can do anything. I guarantee
Yes,
you.
sir.
Sabrina Monk Draving says it's sickening, and Brett Barker said sucks. So do Democrats.
Tell us how you really feel, Brett. Crawford Young said they will reverse every good thing Trump did. And in 2024, we'll re-elect Trump and start all over again. That's politics, and we're all the bouncing ball.
Yeah, well, then it'd be our turn to tear some shit up.
That's kind of, it sounds funny, but it's kind of prophetic. I mean, it's the truth. We're the ones. We're the pawns.
It happens every time there's a change of platform. They'll rip it apart. Except I've never seen it so destroyed as it has been this last go round. It's crazy, man.
It is nuts.
First day, he dove right in.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Briggs Moss says you can plainly see the priorities now are not the American people. It is so sad.
It is so sad.
That is so true, Donna. Yeah.
And finally today, Paul Edgar said they make way too much money and all of the benefits and have all of the power too.
That's right. He with the most money has the biggest toys.
Ain't it so?
Yeah.
Thank you, folks, very, very much for all of your comments and opinions and criticisms and concerns. It's been a lot of fun today, and we Pappy and I get the biggest kick out of you guys voicing your opinion, because when we and he's told you many times, he and I talked for what, a year and a half?
About 2.5 years, wasn't it?
About well, it seemed like it, about how we were going to structure our show, and we finally came to the conclusion and agreement that we wanted a show that gave you a chance to make sure that your voice is heard on different topics that are surrounding our great country today.
And we are listening,
And we are listening, and you guys are just terrific.
They rock, man.
Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got in right quickly. Shirley Mills commented on our kindness program by saying, I don't think we have forgotten. I think a lot of us are just tired of being pushed aside and reminded of things that happened 300 years ago.
Absolutely.
Just getting tired of ignorant people.
You know what? I know this lady very well. I grew up with this lady.
Yeah.
Probably one of the sweetest things that ever tinkled between cotton socks you'd ever want to meet. She is, but she's no one to piss off. She may be gray-headed now, but it used to be fire engine red.
I heard that.
And I mean, she's fair. I mean, and that's well said, Shirley.
Yeah.
It really is, and I agree. I couldn't agree more. Josh Holdren said on YouTube that Texans really came through with flying colors during the Arctic blast. Your show's viewers related a lot of kindness we showed to each other while we were under a lot of duress. Way to go, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Southern
Way to go, guys.
Bagger.
Way to go. J.M. Turner commented on the show about losing your conservative speech, saying, if we're not careful, conservatism will be stamped out completely.
Ain't it
Well,
so?
they are trying.
Now they're working on it.
We need to stand up for our rights and freedoms and not just jaw about it.
You know, that's well said.
It is well said.
That's right. I mean, and up to recently, there wasn't even any jawing about it. You know, I mean, everybody just kind of sit back and polish their guns and keep their powder dry. And
That's
well,
right.
If it comes to my door, by God. And finally, last but not least, Leon White sent this in after watching our show on Mark Cuban not playing the national anthem. He said even though the NBA ordered him to start playing it, he's still getting heat from a lot of people, and I hope it never stops. Big mistake, Mark.
Yes, it was.
Big mistake.
Yes, it was.
I don't even watch Shark Tank anymore. You
I don't even watch
jackass.
the Mavericks. I love the Mavericks, you know.
I don't.
I like to watch
I'm not a
Luka
big-
Doncic, you know, and Porzingis. They're a lot of fun to
Porzingis.
watch, but I
Porzingis.
just every time that you watch a Maverick game, they always show Mark Cuban. It just turns my stomach, so I quit watching.
You know, I mean, I've never been a big round ball fan anyway, because I was short and fat growing up, sucked at the game. First time I ever broke my nose, one of 9 times, basketball come right between these two little stubby fingers or hands. Bink.
I heard
So
that.
I decided right on the spot, this game sucks.
It's been a lot of fun today. Hey, listen,
It
if
has,
you have an idea or suggestion for any of our shows that you'd like for our opinions from our viewers out there
Yeah.
to talk about,
Yeah.
it's very simple.
Send 'em
All you
in.
have to do is send it to our email address, which is right over my shoulder, grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Or
Or you can, another good way to do it is hit us up on our show website, which can be found at www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa and the letter N pappy.com, where you'll see this red button. What you got to do on that red button there, Jekyll?
push it.
Push it, man. Just push it, subscribe, devise an easy to remember password, and subscribe. We are number driven. We're YouTube platform based. And while you're there, you'll see other buttons like a direct connection to our Facebook podcast page, which is where we pull the majority of everything between that, Instagram, and Twitter of our show topics. You can leave show topics, leave comments. The only thing we do ask, and this is something that we've talked about in the past, be respectful to your fellow listener.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Absolutely. Or you can go on our Facebook page and see a lot of these comments.
That's true.
It's been a lot of fun today. Before we go any further and close out, I want to say thank you very much to our friends at Core Assets in Houston.
Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. And we appreciate you helping us bring this show to our viewers
You guys are great.
every single week. Thank you
right,
so much for that. We always close every show by telling you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know they're well loved right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show too. Good.
Until we can see you next week, take care of each other, everyone.
That's right.
God bless you. God bless America. And we'll see you back on Monday.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye.